Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Tiffin Talks. And I have with me Poona Singh, the absolutely wonderful actor. I'm known for seeing her in 2003 as far back as that. When she was just a kid, and I was, just to clarify, quite a senior journalist by then. So she's much younger than I am. She was on the sets of Jesse Going, and she was still sort of under wraps. But she was always charming, and of course, she's been since then. And yeah, and today she's with Ekta Kapoor. Star. So how does it that journey really the opposite of an Ekta Kapoor heroine to now be a different kind of Ekta Kapoor?
I've been fortunate enough to be a part of show like, Jaisi Koi Nahi, and now doing a show on OTT platform with Dolph Balaji, and in a completely different role.
Right.
I feel very lucky and fortunate to be able to, break the image of Jassi and move on, because usually it gets very difficult for actors to break the image and to be known by their first names, to be recognized for all the different talents and the different roles you play. So I'm very happy and delighted about the fact that this is our season 3, which is wherein we've got an overwhelming response from people. It makes me happy.
What is it about Ananya that has evoked such a response, Mona? What do you think?
The thing is, Kaveri, Ekta was very clear about one thing, that she doesn't want this other woman to be a vamp,
Right.
to be a negative person, because that is exactly what happens on TV.
Yeah.
When you're casting the other woman, you have to make sure that she starts to plan and plot and destroy homes and do certain things in a negative way. Ekta was very clear about one thing, that she's just a normal, ordinary girl who's ambitious, who's independent, and
Yes.
who happens to fall in love with a married man. And then how their journey takes off and what happens after that. So I think our biggest achievement was people appreciating Ananya as well.
Yes. And the fact that Ananya wants her own life. How
Yeah.
important was that for you?
I think in today's age, women are like that.
Yeah.
And it is very important to also follow your dreams, to be ambitious. There's nothing wrong in that,
Yeah.
to be independent and to be able to choose the kind of life partner you want.
Right. But yet the relationship between Ananya and Gurdeep's character is not inimical. You actually get along in some way.
Yeah, we do. It's just that, these two have come a long way. When Poonam finds out about her husband's cheating and she finds out about Ananya, she obviously hates her.
Yeah.
But once they come face to face, they go through the similar kind of situations. And then, there is this bond that women should have, and Poonam and Ananya have been able to create that in season 2. They start bonding. Ananya starts to look after Poonam's daughters.
Yeah.
Both become responsible towards each other and their feelings.
Right. And I think that is what resonates with people, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you see a lot of that in real life relationships as well.
Sorry?
You see a lot of that in real life relationships as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. There's so many people out there who are divorced, but yet they get along. The women get along with each other, and there's no animosity.
Yeah. And yet now, Ronit's character, I mean, he's a typical middle-aged man who seems to have found his freedom and now doesn't know what to do with it.
It is those midlife crises that men go through. Needing a validation from every young woman they meet, that, oh, look at me.
Which is very interesting, because women now are not allowed that midlife crisis, Women are not allowed that time to sort of test out who they are after motherhood and,
it's considered a taboo. It is considered a taboo. People start naming those women that, oh, she's too fast, and oh, she's a bitch, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a man, it's a virtue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that is precisely what engages people. And I think that
Yeah.
is what you cannot do on television, isn't
You
it?
can't.
You
You
can't.
can't.
You still can't do it in 21st century India. You still cannot have women who want to live their own lives.
See, that was the thing back then in the 90s. I remember when we were in school, we used to watch Navneet Nishan's show,
Yeah,
Tara.
Tara.
It
Yeah,
was so bold, it was
yeah.
so beautiful. But such shows are not being made on TV anymore, and which is really sad.
When you look back at people, shows like Uran or Tara or
Yeah,
Kalyug, or even much later SARS with
yes,
Neena Gupta. And in
yes.
fact, Humsafar has a connection with Neena, doesn't it?
Yes, it was Neena Ji's concept for season one.
Right.
She's the one who came up with the idea of new age SAS. She wanted me to play the wife.
I'm glad you didn't choose to play the wife.
Yeah, I wanted to break that stereotype. I wanted to challenge myself, and I'm glad it worked out.
I also wanted to talk to you about your costumes. You just look so fabulous. Of course, you're fabulous looking, but
Thank you.
isn't it a lovely thing to have these very different, a very different costuming, a very different styling?
So I remember season one, we were discussing the look for Ananya, and Ekta told me, she's like, Mona, the way you dress up in person is
Yeah,
very comfortable, cool,
right,
clothes, very chic and boho, and I want Ananya to be like that.
right.
She's like, I don't want the typical sari or suit and kurta. She's
Yeah.
like, just, get your style in, and I will get the stylists in, and let's work out. So I'm a lot into silver jewelry and
Right.
loose dresses, and people appreciated that too.
Absolutely. So, what was it like working with Ekta? What is she like really? We hear so much about her. What is she actually like to work with?
She's a genius.
Hmm.
She's super intelligent. She is one woman who's running some 200 shows in her head, and
Right.
she remembers all characters by name. She remembers each and every storyline,
Wow.
and yeah, she's a genius. So it's wonderful working with her. There's so much to learn from her. Super active and super aware, involved in everything that she does.
And Gurdeep was telling me the changes that she makes, even in the script, are always just so perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Have you had that experience as well with her?
Yeah, all the time. So when this is my third show with Ekta,
Right.
and right from the first show, Kya Hua Tera Vada in 2012,
Right.
she was very clear about certain points and which make a huge difference in the script.
Right.
And that is what she still keeps doing. And she adds brilliant changes in the script, additional lines in the script. We listen to her tapes when we are shooting.
Oh,
They record, yeah.
okay.
So
So that's how it works.
yeah, it works beautifully for all of us.
Okay. So she sends her notations on tape.
We ask for it because usually what happens is when they have a narration at Ekta's office,
Yeah.
Ekta is usually the one talking about the dialogues and
Right.
the characters of the show. And people who are sitting with her in the meeting, all the creative people, they record it.
Okay.
And we used to ask for that tape. Ki wo tape la ke do.
So, have you seen a change even in the way she functions over the years? It's been what, 8 years now since you've worked closely with her.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at all the shows that she has produced for all, they're so different from one another.
Right.
These are the things she wanted to explore on TV, which obviously cannot happen.
Hmm.
So she made her own channel, and she's experimenting, exploring, and it's beautiful.
So Mona, you've done it all. You've been a host, you've been a TV host, you've been in movies and some iconic movies like Three Idiots. No one can forget your role. I think even you will not forget it, you know.
Thank
Uh,
you.
and you've been on television. Now you're
And theater.
in theater, of course, and you've been on digital. So there's no platform that you've not explored. What has this journey taught you as an actor?
As an actor, I have only not learned actually. I can say that there's so much to learn, unlearn every time we get on a different platform to perform.
Right.
Like when we are on stage, it is absolutely different. Your body language, your voice projection, you have to be a little louder.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. There was so much of unlearning I had to go through, and Rayal used to conduct our workshops.
Hmm.
So, and she's the best to work with.
Ral
So,
Padamsi.
Rayal
Yeah.
Padamse, yeah.
Right.
And I had a blast. We rehearsed for 3 months for that play, Unfaithfully Yours.
Right.
And the day we were on stage, I was like, oh my God, you know, the instant gratification that you get from the
Yeah.
audience sitting in
Yeah.
front of you is beautiful. It is
Right.
very satisfying.
So is there a distinct tone that you have to adopt when you're on digital? Is it different from television?
Uh, Different in the sense, you know, I'll say uh, when it comes to digital, one has to be a little subtle.
Hmm.
But when it comes to TV, there's a lot of, you know, extreme close-ups that people get into,
Right.
the round trolleys for creating drama.
Right.
You have to pause and hold on to certain dialogues, which does not happen on OTT platforms.
Right.
So every platform is different, yeah. And when you do a movie, you have to be even more subtle because you're
Yeah.
on a 70 mm screen.
Right.
So even a twitch gets noticed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what is your way forward? What are you planning to do going forward? Do you plan to choose much more of the same kind of portfolio, or do you want to now do a particular thing and go with that?
So, you know, I never really have had any plan.
Hmm.
I I definitely don't know what I want, but I definitely know what I don't want.
That's the starting point. It's
Yeah.
what is it that you don't want?
I don't want to do the typical shows and you know be in the herd mentality when it comes to TV.
Right.
I always want to, you know, take something up which challenges me, my soul as an actor, and feel alive when you're on set and never get bored because this is all I want to do.
Right.
Acting was my main dream and my ambition, and I'm living that dream every day I'm on a set.
Right.
So as long as I get challenging roles to do, I will be a part of that project.
Mona, you make acting sound like so much joy, which it is. The whole idea of working on your craft, becoming a better actor. Yet you see so much despondency around us currently, especially I think it's been exacerbated by the lockdown. What are your thoughts on that? And of course, we cannot not mention Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide, which is I mean, it's so soul shattering.
It's
And for
very shattering.
and for someone from the industry, it must be even more so. But what are your thoughts on it?
You know, this lockdown has been a kind of stress for people which they have not, some have been able to get out of it and
Right,
some not. It also depends on how you are as a person, who you are with. Are you with your family? Are you
right,
alone? Are you
right.
struggling alone? So it makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
Actor's job is the most insecure job, you
yeah,
know, on this earth.
yeah,
Today you are in a show and tomorrow you'll just get a call and say, boss, we're not working with you.
yeah.
And you can't say anything because the contract always favors the production house.
Hmm.
It is very sad what has happened with Sushant, what has happened with many other actors. I've been reading in papers every day that so and so actor has left the city and gone back
Yeah,
home,
yeah,
and so and so actor again committed suicide. There have been so many suicide cases,
yeah.
depression cases. I just want to say one thing, that there is more to life.
Right.
You know, you can always do something else. You can always, you know, excel in something else if one thing doesn't work. Your life doesn't end there.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you have a plan B, Mona?
So the thing is, you know, I never had a plan B, which is why I think my plan A worked, because I never doubted my plan A.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you were so determined that this is what you wanted to do, and you
This
would.
is all I wanted to do.
Yeah. But it takes a lot of patience. In one way, I think what has happened in the last 3 months has actually taught people outside the glamour industry that it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, which a lot of people didn't believe. But I think now they realize how tough it is to actually be an actor and hold on.
Hold on, yes, and to be able to be in a position to choose, to say yes or no.
Right.
You know, you don't have to do something because you have to earn your bread and butter and run your house.
Right.
You should be in a position to be able to wait for something better to come your way. And it takes a lot of patience to be able to do that.
Especially if you become successful at a particular kind of role,
Yeah.
then you tend to get stereotyped, and then you
Yes.
get, you know, did you
Yeah.
get that with Jessie?
Yes, it did happen to me after Jessie. I felt this huge responsibility on my shoulders. I was like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
And I was very clear about one thing, that I'm not going to do another daily soap right after Jessie. I was very clear about that.
It was very tough. It was tough on you.
It was tough in a way because, you know, Jessie became such an iconic character that to do something immediately after that wouldn't be right. I thought people will not be in a position to accept me right after Jessie going off air.
Right.
So, which is why I participated in Jhalak Dikhla Ja.
Right. That's fun.
Yeah, and won. And then I hosted it.
Yeah.
I also realized one more thing, that I am not a very formal person. So when I'm hosting, I thought I was in my living room hosting people and talking to them. And in a way, it worked out for me.
Right. People saw the real you in a way, and they responded to that, because you did a lot of hosting after that.
A lot of hosting after that. Yeah.
That can also be exhausting, of course, I'm sure.
It is very exhausting. Hosts are the only people on the show who never get a chair to sit.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you can be hosting for like 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and just never be
12 hours.
12 hours. Really?
Yeah.
You've shot for 12 hours?
So what happens is we shoot 2 episodes a day.
Right.
When it comes to hosting.
Right.
So your one episode lasts for about 4 to 5 to 6 hours.
Right.
And then you get a break, you get a lunch break in which you also have to get ready for the next episode.
Right.
So while you're eating, you're also getting ready and reading the script.
So that's good. I tell you, an actor's life is really tough.
It's not easy.
But Gurdeep was also telling me about how she sees Ekta as this one woman caught between these two Sardarnis, these two fierce Sardarnis. In a way, it's true, because both of you are. And there's that spirit, I think, in you as well, which is tremendous. Talk about it, because it's a life force, isn't it?
I think it is a life force. It is just who I am as a person.
Right.
I am very open to anything that comes my way, because I don't plan anything.
Right.
So there are no preconceived notions about anything. Right. I surrender, I enjoy, I have a blast, and I go back home.
Right.
So, that is who I am. That is how my parents are. You know, coming from an army background, we've been exposed to so many places in India and cultures and friends I have all over India.
Right.
So, you know, we become a certain kind of people.
Right.
Yeah.
You're very flexible and adaptable.
I am very flexible.
Yeah. You know, when you look around you, Mona, what do you think is the advice that you'd like to give young people like you who have the same dream? And there are, you know, there's so many people.
There's so many.
Who want
Everybody wants to be an actor.
Yeah.
Everybody. My cook at home records his videos and dialogues, and he has his own YouTube channel.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
But it's what's your advice, especially now when we hear so much about nepotism and insiders, outsiders? What do you think?
I think, you know, especially in this field, Kaveri, it is very important, to be talented for sure.
Yeah.
And B is your luck and your destiny.
Right.
If your luck is not in favor of you to be in this field, then no matter what you do, it's not going to happen.
Right.
I was very lucky and fortunate to get my first show as Jessie.
Yeah.
It rarely happens to people.
Absolutely.
So it is very important for everyone to have a reality check and to give yourself some time to, you know, to struggle, to adapt, to understand, to learn. And if you think that you're not, you know, in that period of time, you've not been able to do it, start doing something else and keep yourself busy. Just don't sit at home idle and wait for that one call to happen, because there are chances you may not get that call. So be prepared for something else as well.
Did you ever have to wait because you felt that something that you wanted to do was not coming your way?
Well, it was before Jussie in 2002. 2000, from 2000 to 2002, 2 years, I I used to come to Bombay every day for auditions from Pune.
Okay.
And yeah, every day. My dad had this condition. He told me, he's like, you will only shift to Bombay once you get something concrete. I'm not letting you move there before that.
So you took a train every day?
Every day I used to get into Asiad bus.
Wow.
Morning 6 o'clock. Then I used to reach, 9 a.m. At famous studios, Mahalakshmi.
Right.
Audition there all day and leave from there at about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. and reach Pune by 10:30 in the night. And next morning again leave at 6.
Wow.
I was super passionate about it.
Yeah.
But there were days when I used to get calls saying I'm shortlisted and I used to not get a call back.
Right.
It can be very, it can cause a lot of stress.
Right.
But I believed in it so much that I saw it happening, that someday it is going to happen. I gave myself 3 years, and the third year, 2003, I met Dia Tony and I got my break.
Wow.
So I think it is very important to give yourself a timeline.
Right. Yeah. So, your struggle doesn't just go on indefinitely.
Exactly.
You have to call it a day sometime.
You have to. You have to.
Also, you have to limit your ambitions, I mean, you can want anything, can't you? But you have to understand that not everybody is a Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, you have to. You see, Kaveri, when I wanted to be an actor, I was very clear about one thing. However stupid it sounds right now, I was just 22.
Yeah.
So I was like, nahi, mujhe heroine nahi banna. I want to get into TV, because I used to follow this show Banegi Apni Baat when I was in school. And I was like, I want to meet those people who created it.
Right.
And it just so happened the universe conspired it, and I happened to meet them, audition for Jussie, and I got it.
Right.
So my reality checks were very clear. There were no bubbles which had to be burst to understand that I don't want to be Aishwarya, Sushmita, or Deepika.
Right.
I wanted to be an actor, and it worked out very well for me.
Right. I wish all of Bollywood and everyone in the entertainment industry was as sorted as you are and as sort of grounded. You seem to have sorted out all your issues, and you seem to have worked through any sort of any misunderstandings you may have had about yourself. It's so lovely and refreshing. But also for you to share this. It's not often that people are so open about their struggle, isn't it?
Well, to each his own. Some people are too private and personal. They wouldn't want to discuss. But this is me, and this is how I've always thought about myself. So I think my reality check is in place.
Your family must be very proud of you now.
Very. My mom tells even the shopkeeper, "Pata hai meri beti kaun hai?" And I'm like, "Mama, stop it."
Thank you, Mona, for talking to us. It's a real pleasure, and we really wish you all the best and many more Ananyas, because I think she empowers a lot of women, and she's so I don't give a damn that. And then she's so stylish on top of it. So, what more do you want?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.